They truly do want us out of these assets. We've heard this in the XRP community. It gets thrown around, right? They want us out. XRP isn't meant for retail. Well, it is true that they are coming to take over this space, the digital asset space, the precious metals, the commodities that are actually going to run the new world economy. They are coming in to take control. And we have proof of that because we see them taking positions. We see them doing their proof of concepts. We see the CBDCs rolling out, but we also see them filing these spot ETFs. And this confirms that they want to control it. They want to have custody. And then they want to offer you some ETF, some sort of product where they can collect their fees. They get to manage, they get to custody, and you never actually own the underlying asset. I confirmed this with an interview this morning that I just recorded with Andy Schectman, and that's going to be airing tomorrow, November 15th, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We got 2 primetime shows coming up. Today is Tuesday, November 14th, and tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we got the Ethereum whistleblower, Steven Narioff. And I got a breaking update from Steven. I'm about to read this off for you guys. It is incredible what I'm about to share with you guys tonight. That is once again going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then tomorrow, we're going to be having Andy Schectman on, primetime, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Back-to-back interviews for you guys. And this is incredible. They truly do want us out. And Andy Schectman was saying the same thing in regards to precious metals. They don't want you to actually own the underlying asset. So although the underlying assets do go up substantially after an ETF does get approved, I talked about this with Andy. After the gold ETFs were approved, first one in Australia in 2003 and the first one in the United States in 2004, over the next decade, gold went up 500%. So we could see something very similar for, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And I'm going to talk about the fake ETF filing here in a second. But at the end of the day, we don't want to be investing in those exchange traded products, those ETFs. We want to actually take custody. We want to have control over our investments. And so that's why we have our crypto. That's why we get our precious metals. And I can't wait to share the interview with Andy with you guys. That one, once again, is going to be tomorrow. But today, we're going to be talking about the Ethereum whistleblower. I'm dropping a little sneak peek that he shared exclusively with our community. And he has a whole recording that he's going to be dropping here soon. It's a 3-hour recording with the early Ethereum founders. And this is what he just tweeted out 10 minutes ago. This is Steven Narioff, the Ethereum whistleblower. In the recording, I use Ripple as the gold standard and Ethereum should operate. What he meant is he was explaining to the Ethereum founders that as far as, complying, being in regulations, maybe not doing an ICO like Ripple did, right? That Ripple was the gold standard and that's how Ethereum should operate. I use an example of how Chris Larson handled himself in 2014. I have other videos from back then where I discuss Ripple. I was an early supporter. Ripple has been following me for 10 years on Twitter. And Steven doesn't own any XRP. He has no incentive. And when he came onto the space on Sunday, he gave us a sneak peek at what he's going to be dropping. And it vindicates everything that we've been called a lunatic, whack job conspiracy theorist for uncovering. A conspiracy bigger than FTX. And that is the Ethereum free pass. And we were called everything. And I wanted to share this with you guys because we're being called crazies once again. And we are crazy. That is true. Definitely guilty of being a crazy XRP community member. I'm proud to wear that one. But I want to show you guys why we are being set up here once again and confirming once again why they want us out. The confusion and the disinformation along with the misinformation shared about XRP is why I started making content over 2.5 years ago. This is from James Seyfarth, who is from Bloomberg Intelligence. He says, for the strange section of crypto Twitter that believes we and everyone else are wrong about the BlackRock iShares XRP Trust being a false filing, he shares that the Delaware refers, and this is Delaware officials, have referred the false ETF filing to the State Department of Justice. So it does appear that this was fake, and it appears that the Delaware officials have referred this to their Department of Justice in Delaware. Okay, so there was this whole back and forth. I dropped a video this morning, and the video I dropped this morning was about how crypto was pumping and how we had this ETF filing. Well, today, crypto took a dump, and now we know that the filing's fake. So please understand that today's video was, recorded when that was what was taking place. Now here we are, and it is about 2:30 on the West Coast, 5:30 Eastern. Markets have finally closed, but the markets got absolutely beat up today. We saw everything was down besides gold and silver were actually pumping, funny enough. But I wanted to highlight how they call us the strange section of crypto. No. If you think we're the strange section of crypto, tune in tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'll show you what's crazy. And the corruption goes much deeper than the XRP case. It goes much bigger than crypto. And it's even bigger than our capital markets being hijacked by foreign interference. They actually came after our country too. And many folks would argue that they've already taken control, that our leaders are compromised. And we actually know that for a fact by what's been released from FTX, how Sam Bankman-Fried was funding both sides of the aisle. Very clear. Now, Eric Balchunas, who was the Bloomberg reporter that broke this story originally yesterday. And if they're wondering why we went so crazy, well, you guys reported it, and we do have a real document. This was a real spoof. So the filing on the Delaware website is real. And I believe it's actually still up at the time of this recording right now. Hasn't been deleted yet. It looks like, this is fake. It does look like that. 99%. I don't know if I'm ready to say 100%. And even if it is fake, it doesn't mean that BlackRock and the big Wall Street boys and girls aren't ready to come on in and that they aren't picking up big positions on the back end and getting ready to file these ETFs. We know they are. The Ethereum one was legit and all of the Bitcoin ones are very legit. Now, whether they get denied, whether they get delayed, that's a different story. I do believe that they will be delayed until next year. And at the earliest, we see a Bitcoin ETF filing approved at the beginning of next year at the earliest. That's just where I stand on it. But the point that I'm trying to make is that they've been mocking our community. They've been calling us crazy. We're the strange section of Twitter. No, we have the facts, the circumstances. We have a timeline that hasn't been in dispute. And now we have an Ethereum whistleblower that's not in dispute either, by the way. See, when Steven shows up in the space there with Mario Nafal on the big crypto town hall, we saw all the rats scurry. We saw all the guys run. We heard them tremble in their voices. We could hear that when Steven comes on stage, they start to get a little bit uncomfortable, don't they? And I tell you what, I wasn't even expecting to have Steven pop in on Sunday. When he did, it was a space with Reggie Middleton. And then I guess Steven and Reggie are friends. So out of nowhere, Steven pops in. And then for over an hour, he just starts to open up and gives us a little sneak peek glimpse into what he's sharing. But the 3-hour recording is going to be dropped here soon. And he's releasing it as an NFT on the XRP ledger and on the Ethereum ledger. And then he's also hosting it on his own separate website too. So we're trying to make sure that this thing gets rolled out properly. My space, it was so random. He just pulled up. And so I had to take that advantage. And he came on, his lawyer came on after, and his lawyer really explained that Steven has no incentive. In fact, it really is harming himself. He has more liability and risk by speaking out and actually being a whistleblower. But he's a patriot. And this is why, this is the whole XRP story. It concludes the conspiracy theory that we're called crazy for investigating. And I think some of these folks, if they just sat down and took a little bit of time looking through our facts, our timeline, all of the evidence, and now with Steven Arioff, the Ethereum whistleblower, we're going to have even more evidence. And the big kicker for me is he's just a patriot who's been trying to save his country. The cryptocurrency space they tried to take it over with a monopoly with the Ethereum free pass. And this whole scandal, this whole Ponzi scheme is actually bigger than FTX. That's the crazy thing about this story. Now, I'm excited to share this one with you guys tonight. Once again, at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys tune in tonight to Steven Arioff. And then tomorrow we have Andy Schectman on. But what we can confirm is that they want us out of these underlying assets that are going to run the new financial system. That's what I want you guys to take home from everything that I've shared over the last 48 hours and what's coming over the next 2 days. You guys will see what I'm talking about. They want us out of the precious metals. And there's a reason why through the new Basel III and what the Bank of International Settlements said, they've moved gold to a tier 1 asset with cash, US dollars, and treasuries. Only tier 1 asset. And talking with Andy, it's like, this is what we know to be fact, is that the central banks are buying more gold than they have in 50 plus years. And the central banks are talking with Ripple more than they're talking with any other cryptocurrency company by far. Most of the cryptocurrency companies can't even get anyone of that stature to pick up the phone, let alone a partnership done. let alone actual use of the token. And what's being confirmed by these ETF filings is they don't want you to custody your own crypto. And I suspect that we're going to see the stablecoin regulations coming in. This space is about to get cleaned up, and it's about to get handed off to the incumbents who have set up their positions on the back end. So we are in the right spot, and we are going to see a rise in these underlying assets from the ETFs. But I do want folks to caution, as we see here today, cryptocurrencies should be rallying with the stocks, and it's concerning that they're not. It really is, because today we got the announcement that inflation is back down to about 3%, 3.1%. Of course, that's a lie. We call it the CPI lie because we know it's fake manipulated data. But the stocks were up today, and gold and silver were up, but crypto was down, and so was the DXY. Now, typically the DXY goes down, the dollar index, and crypto and stocks and precious metals go. But today, the DXY crashed back down to about 104. Big drop for the DXY. And then we saw that cryptos actually took a dump today too. And I think that Bitcoin at the time of this recording, it's back down to 35,000, I believe. And I was trying, it went back below 35,000 all the way down to 34,758. Now, I feel like you guys might know somebody. I feel like we know somebody who's been talking about a bull trap rally. And I've been warning folks that BlackRock is pumping us up. Larry Fink is coming on CNBC and talking about cryptocurrencies transcending traditional currencies, right? He's a Bitcoin moon boy all of a sudden. And meanwhile, they're getting us set up. They run it all the way up to 38,000. And now we get liquidated down below 35,000 on a day when we should have been going up. And so I am concerned right now that this might be the pullback. And I'm only concerned because some folks were caught off guard. If you've been listening to my channel and following what we've been doing, we've been patient. We're not getting excited. Even with the XRP ETF filing, we were still, just remaining patient, remaining steadfast in our analysis that we were in the middle of a bull trap rally. And just like they pumped up the Bitcoin bros, they pumped up the Ethereum bros last week, pumped it up to 2,100. With XRP, they pumped up the XRP community. And yes, we are crazy, but the facts and the truth is on our side. And by the way, the price action that we've been talking about, that's going to be coming here soon too. It's only a matter of time, but right now, short term, as we finish off the rest of this year into next year, a lot of folks are expecting this Fed pivot, and I believe it's coming in too. But right now, we need to remain steadfast. It's going to be tight here through the winter. We're watching right now as the crypto markets cooled off. Precious metals are back up today. This is why we've diversified, right? And the daily action is something to talk about, but I tried to decode this economic data so that we can understand and confirm our thesis, our investment thesis that we've been running with, that these precious metals, gold and silver, are going to underline and basically back the new system, and the new system's going to settle on DLT. So I brought up my idea. I've been running with this as of late. We are going to a gold-anchored international monetary system that settles on DLT technology. I ran that across Andy Schekman, and he said 100%. He said that's what he's been saying for the last 4 years, is that, yeah, you got all this crypto, a lot of it's crap, but it is inevitable that they're moving to CBDCs, they are moving to blockchain, and this is what gives BRICS and these other countries that want to move away from the US dollar, it allows them to do so now. They have the options. It is actually easy to move to DLT solutions and technologies now. And as always, right, when the world wants to come back to sound money, to a real store of value, what do they come back to? It's gold. So it's a gold-anchored international monetary system that settles on DLT, that's distributed ledger technology, and XRP is going to get a good piece of that. There's going to be a few other winners. We all place our bets, but we're 100% in the right spot. And if they had their way, if the elites, if the BlackRocks, if these, controllers and manipulators of our society and reality had their way, we wouldn't have possession of our XRP. We wouldn't have possession of the precious metals. If we dare thought of getting some exposure to precious metals or cryptocurrencies, we should be coming to them and begging for a position in their little ETF. Thank you very much. I'm going to pass. I'm going to keep my assets offline, stored in my possession. And I appreciate the offer, but we're going to pass on that one. And so Guys, watch out here today. We got the Steven Narioff. That's going to be dropping tonight. Tomorrow's Andy Sheckman. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss these updates. There's been so much happening just within my community and what I've been uncovering over the last 48 hours. I'm trying to get this content out as fast as possible to you guys. So I appreciate all the love, all the support. If you need to get in contact with me, just go to my website at zachrector.com. If you want to get tapped in with our private community, go ahead. And we did actually just fire up. We are going to be offering the one-on-one sessions are now going to be available. Get on the wait list. It's over at my website. And like I said, we have our resources for your crypto exchanges, your wallets, your precious metals. Get in touch with us. Let us know how we can help you. We are in the right spot. And, I think that right now we're turning a corner here for our community. I think we're 100% over the target. This is bigger than XRP. This is bigger than crypto. This is about saving our country. And I'm super excited to share the space that I did with Steven Narioff. He came by for about an hour. You guys can tune in tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'll put a link for it right up here. You guys should be able to find that link. If you guys could smash that thumbs up on the way out for me, I'd greatly appreciate that. And I will see you guys in the next one. God bless.